on the entertainment news, arrest warrant against Mercy Chinwo's former label owner is still in effect. On Monday, February 17, a federal high court in Lagos State held its arrest warrant against singer Mercy Chinwo's former manager Ezekiel Onyedikachi, thank God, also known as Eeze Tee, remains in effect. Justice Alexander Owoeye said this while adjourning his trial for alleged fraudulent conversion of money. The justice issued an arrest warrant against the label owner following an ex parte application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Mercy had alleged that the defendant diverted about $345,000 representing royalty due to but EFCC counsel Mrs. Bilikisu Buhari had told the court that prosecution was unable to effect service of the charge on the defendant, who she said had been unreachable. The court consequently granted the application for arrest warrant against Onyedikachi. At the last adjourned date, January 24, defense counsel Dr. Monday Ubani undertook to accept service of the charge on behalf of the defendant. Ubani, however, informed the court of a preliminary objection to the charge filed by him, and the court adjourned the case for arraignment of Onyedikachi. At the resumed hearing of the case on Monday, Ubani announced appearance for the defendant while Mr. Rotimi Oyedepo, SAN, appeared for EFCC. Ubani then informed the court that although the case was slated for arraignment of the former manager, he had a preliminary objection before the court. No sooner had Ubani said this than the judge asked, "Where is the defendant?" And in response, Ubani told the court that his client had called to say that he was involved in an accident on Monday morning. But Ubani said that his client would be available on the next adjourned date, praying the court to allow him to move the preliminary objection. But the judge declined as Owoeye held that the court had yet to assume jurisdiction over the case since the plea of the defendant had not been taken. Reacting, EFCC counsel described the defense counsel's prayer as strange and improper. He told the court that the defendant was seen within the court's premises granting media interviews shortly after the court rose at the last adjourned date. Meanwhile, the EFCC counsel prayed the court to issue a bench warrant to compel the defendant to appear before the court to protect the integrity of the court. However, Ubani objected to the prayer, saying that he undertook to personally produce the defendant in court on the next adjourned date based on his reputation and integrity as a senior lawyer. In a ruling, the judge held that the bench warrant earlier issued by the court had neither been vacated nor withdrawn. He held that the defendant should appear in court on the next adjourned date for arraignment, either by the subsisting bench warrant or by production by his counsel. The judge adjourned the case until March 6 for arraignment of the defendant. And it goes on and on and on and on.
Well, it's a lot of drama.
Yeah, it is.
We rightly said before, we're here to report all the drama as it unfolds. I think I've watched too many, law and crime
series.
all
them suits and others.
I think I've watched too many for me to just look at this and say, you know what, this has to be some sort of time-wasting tactics, because it's so convenient that you have an accident just before your ruling. All of this is time-wasting tactics, and if the judge or the jury or the people who are going to pass judgment on this, they will take all of this into consideration, knowing that also it could be that, you know what, the defendant is trying to gather enough evidences and a lot of stuff, and they're not ready for the defense yet. But it's funny to see how, you know, the back and forth is going. Let's see how it unfolds. We're here to definitely keep reporting it to you.
Yes, you said it all. I have nothing else to say. Let's just watch it unfold, because cases like this can take years. We've seen cases that people thought were minor cases take like 4 or 5 years. And we've seen cases that were supposedly complicated end up taking like just 1 or 2 years because they had their evidence and everything was ready. So let's just watch the drama unfold, like you said, J. Paul.